I'm Danielle M and welcome to my channel. I know I've been absent for like weeks now and I'm very sincerely sorry. It pains me more than I'm sure it pains any of you guys when I'm not consistent with posting videos. But as most of you know, I have been moving from Florida up to Wisconsin and it has been tiring and crazy and busy and stressful and sad and just all of the things. And so I have had no time to post a video. While I was traveling, I thought I would like record the process and like bring you guys with me, but I had a dog, I had kids, it was a 3-day journey with my husband and us. It was a mess. So there was like no like anything you guys would have even wanted to see, and it was just like long and chaotic, and I'm just glad you couldn't be on this side of it, but smelly from animals. My kids were constantly like, "Mom, roll down the window, Mom, air freshener." We had aerosol spray, air freshener that we were having to spray constantly and it was just crazy. To be honest though, it was a lot better than I had thought it was gonna be with the animals. Like they were able to go potty when we stopped and had no, like I heard horror stories of people traveling with their pets and like disgusting things happening in their car, and we had none of that. And I had a dog and a cat and everything was good. They waited till we got to hotels, other than my dog, like he used the restroom when we made pit stops, but the cat held it the whole time because I did not know how to do that, but she was good. And so everything was like, honestly, that part couldn't have asked for anything better. With all that said, I know a lot of you guys have questions. You have questions about why did we come to Wisconsin from Florida. If you know I love Florida. Like, it is my heart. It's just, I love it there. I love the people there. It was our community. It was our life. We were there for 11 years. And so if you have questions about why we left Florida and came here, if you have questions just about the road trip, or just anything, how about that? If you have any questions, I am going to keep leaving question boxes either on my Facebook, I will leave the information down here, or on my Instagram, and feel free to go over there and either DM me a question or put it in one of those question boxes and let me know what your questions are, and I will try and answer as many of your questions as I can in the next video. So make sure you go and leave your questions, or even put them down below. If you're watching on YouTube, put them in the comments. That's a good place for you to also. So when I was still in Florida, I felt so loved. Like, I don't even know the best way to say this to you guys, but my family, my kids and I, because you guys know my husband was here, so it was my kids and I back in Florida for getting like our house packed and getting our house on the market and just preparing all those things while my husband was here in Wisconsin. And I just felt so overwhelmed with how our friends and our communities rallied around us to be encouraging to us, to show us kindness through such a stressful time. I started thinking of ways that I could be a blessing to somebody if they were in my shoes. Like, how would I be able to help somebody if they were going through a move? And so it just really made me think, because I had never really thought about it before, of how I can be a blessing to somebody going through that. And so I wanted this video to be inspiration for you guys of ways that my community, these are all things people that I know actually did, and I wish I could tag them all in this video. I really almost thought about doing that on my Facebook, just tagging everybody, but there's so many people that came around us to support us that I would feel bad if I even tried to start tagging all of them, and I would surely leave somebody out, you know, and then they would feel bad because I'd forget them. So hopefully all of those people who are a blessing to my kids, to me, you are watching this video, and from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say how much we love you, how much we miss you guys like crazy already, how very thankful we are for all the things you did. And I hope that the things you guys did for us is now going to be an inspiration for somebody else watching this video. If you're wondering, how can I be an encouragement to somebody who is moving, I am about to give you all the ways, all the tips. So I'm going to start off just by talking about my kids and the way people like bless my kids, because it blew me away. So something that our school community did, I have got like these two, they kind of intertwine, but they're also separate, and it's our school community. And I know a lot of you guys know we do a homeschool community. It's called Classical Conversations, and I'm not gonna try and like expound upon it because that could be a whole nother video of like what our community is and what we do. So you can look it up if you're interested. But it's basically like I get to know all the moms. There's like a whole group of moms, and then all of their kids. And so my kids, even though they're homeschooled, they have this community of people that they grow up with and they do life with, and it's just so important to us. And so we had that community that was really a huge blessing. And then we also have our church community, which is another huge blessing if you're not rooted and grounded in a local church. I know right now it's kind of crazy. Some churches are not having in-services, but maybe you can start finding a church online, getting to know people via their live stream, getting to know the pastor, and then when you're able to get grounded into a local church, because that is supposed to be like your family. They're supposed to love you, supposed to be there to help you and encourage you. That's exactly what our church was. They were a huge blessing to my kids and to me and to us. So our school community, almost right away, one of the moms contacted me when she found out that we were moving. This mom wanted to do a little social distancing, really nice little thing for my kids. And what I thought was really sweet that she did is she asked me what my kids' favorite foods were and what their favorite desserts were, which is so like she did not have to do that. You know, kids, like you just give them some pizza, give them like whatever, and their peanut butter and jellies, like they're fine. And like just being able to see their friends, my kids would have been happy. But she wanted to know each of their favorite foods. She got each of their favorite foods. She wanted to know each of their favorite desserts. She got each of their favorite desserts. And she had it for this little see you later, not going away, but see you later party. That was just so sweet. Like it just meant a lot to us. That same mom, so she had my kids over, she had the party, and then she had babysitters who watched my kids that same night. So we had the kids party. And then after the kids party was over, she had people to watch both of my kids. My daughter went one place, my son went another place. Places that were approved and okay. But she had places for them, and then me and some other mom friends were able to go out and have like a little girls' night, dinner, and see you later kind of thing for me. And so that was just really sweet again. So one of the reasons it was so hard for us to leave our community in Florida is because my daughter was really grounded in an amazing group of friends. She actually had a lot of friends that were boys and a lot of friends that were girls. She's really has just a great like friend support system, like group. She really does. And so that was really hard for her to leave that, and I'm so glad for social media because she's able to stay in contact with a lot of those friends. But the girl group of friends that she had, oh my goodness, they showered her in love in so many different ways. And one of those ways was they were like, we would have gifts dropped off to her. She got a lot of like BFF, no, I shouldn't say a lot. She had a couple like BFF necklaces, bracelets, things in that nature. Just very thoughtful gifts from her other friends. And I know that means a lot to her, all the things that they showered her with, all the gifts and care and thoughtfulness they showed to her. So another way, I guess you could say this was for my kids, but really it was for me. But another way that was very helpful was I had a friend who had the kids over for sleepovers or just for time for my kids to like get out of the house for a little while. And it was for the purpose for them to be able to spend time with their friends also and have these sleepovers and connect with these friends, but also so that I could get stuff done. And I cannot tell you how much of a blessing that was of this one mom who reached out to me and said, hey, let me just take your kids. I will make them have a great day. We'll have a sleepover. We'll have fun and you can pack. And so that's just like, let me implore you, if you have a friend with kids who's moving, she will be very thankful. I really thought like at first when she said that, I was like, you know what? They're kind of older. My kids aren't like little kids, you know, really anymore. And so sometimes they're actually more of a help to me than not, because I can make them do things. And so I kind of was like on the fence of like, is it really going to be helpful or not? But I can tell you that it really was so helpful. I really got a lot of done. I really just got to focus on things that I wanted to focus on without being like, you know, distracted with all the kid things that can be distracting. And so I'm very, very thankful that she did that. It was a huge help to me. That was the day I was able to pack up my garage, and it was the one area of my house that I was like most dreading because it was like all my husband's tools and stuff. And so I'm just so thankful that she watched my kids that day and I got that done. Our church also did a little going away party for my kids. They also asked me what my kids' favorite dessert was, now that I'm thinking about it, which is kind of funny. Oh no, I think they asked me what kind of cake my kids liked, and I was like, my kids don't really like cake, so I gave them ideas of things that my kids did like. But anyways, it was just thoughtful. It was another thoughtful way to show my kids that they were loved and that they were gonna be sad to see them go. And they also gave them like a huge, they gave them, like, I'm not kidding you guys, I wish I had it in here, but it was a huge bucket filled with stuff. They asked me, what did they ask me? What are your kids' favorite snacks and treats? I think they were thinking probably for our car ride, stuff for them to munch on. Just what are their favorite things to have. And so I kind of gave them a little list, and I'm telling you guys, like, they went above and beyond. They like filled up these baskets of treats and things for my kids that, like, it was just funny and a huge blessing also. And so just really thankful. I know my kids like loved that. They were not expecting it at all. There's just another fun idea. Ask the parent if it's okay, if you can do something like that for their kid, if it's not going to be a nuisance to them, which it wasn't to us. And just ask them, like, what are your kids' favorite road trip snacks, and what can I do, what can I get them? The rest of the ideas are all mom related ideas that you could also probably do for some dads or guy friends or girlfriends or whatever it is. So I told you guys already that my friends had a going away party for me, and they did. And then I also had quite a lot of friends, like honestly a lot of my friends, people that I hadn't even seen in a while, who started messaging me and texting me and asking me if they could just take me out, if we could go, you know, have a coffee or have a bite to eat or this or that. And so I got to do most of those with like a ton of my friends. And if I can be honest with you guys, that started to get really stressful for me, because who do you say yes to? Who do you say no to? What do I do with my kids if I go have a cup of coffee? Because it was just me. When in all that time am I going to get packing done? And so I really wanted to do, like, I wanted to do every single coffee date. I wanted to do every lunch date. I wanted to meet up with every single friend that asked me to, but I wasn't able to. And after a while, like, that was stressful, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, why are they asking me now, you know? Which I don't blame them, because like, it was short notice for me that we were moving. So of course it's short notice for like all these people I know. But after a while, I started to wish that they would just come over and not ask me to go out. And some of them did, so I'm going to share that. I did have some friends who just said, hey, I'm going to come over. I'm going to help you pack. I'm going to help you. I'm gonna bring pizza over, and that was so much less stressful for me because I didn't have to try and think about how to fit it into my already crazy schedule. And then I didn't feel guilty also for saying no, because I do feel guilty. Like, I still do. And especially as we were traveling when we first got here, one of my biggest regrets still is that I didn't make time for those people. As crazy as my schedule was, I wish I would have made the time, because I already miss them. And I'm already like, my friends, no. And so I wish that I would have just made the time, even if it was really late. But it's just an idea. If you feel like your friend is telling you like, oh, they're stressed out or they have a lot to do, maybe instead of asking them to come out for dinner with you or have a coffee with you, just tell them you're gonna bring them coffee, you know, and you're gonna help them pack, or you're gonna bring them pizza, like food. Oh my goodness, I'll go into that in a second, you guys, so skip over that. I'm getting so distracted. But bring them food. That's all I can say. It will be a huge blessing. So my church family also had a going away party for me, which was super kind and emotional. I'm very connected to a lot of them. And so it was really hard to say goodbye. And something they did for me that was really helpful and still is helpful today, and not only them, I don't want to exclude it to only my church friends, because a lot of my other friends just on the side also did this for me, and that is, can you guys see this? This isn't even all of them, because some of them I already spent, but they gave me some cash even. They gave me so many gift cards. Most of them are coffee gift cards, and I will use them all. I already used some of them, and it was so I could use them for the road trip, all that, and it was a huge blessing. I got one from Home Depot from one of my friends, and that helped me a ton. If you're trying to think of ideas to give to a friend who's moving, Home Depot is a great one, or any kind of like hardware store or something like that. I really wanted to use it for things when we got here, or for our future house when we decide to build, but I'm not patient enough to hold on to a card for that long. And so I ended up using it to buy moving boxes. That added up so fast. Where we were in Florida, it was like everybody was moving. It was hard for me to even find boxes, which, let me just say, that's another good way, and I didn't add it on my list, but that is another way that people helped me, is people gave me their old boxes. And not only did that save me money, but it was a huge blessing. I really needed boxes, so if you have boxes that are in good shape, just give them to your friend. People asked me if I wanted them, and I said, no, I'm good. And then later I was like, can I have your boxes? So if you know somebody who's moving, even if they say, no, I don't need them right now, maybe just give them to them anyways, because you always need more boxes than you think you're gonna need. So one of the most stressful things for me during this moving process, and it hasn't happened to me before in any other time moving, but this time it was really like stressful, and that was the food situation. Because I knew we were going from Florida to Wisconsin, I couldn't keep like anything in my fridge, and a lot of things in my pantry even I ended up throwing away because it just seemed useless to try and travel with it. And so once it started getting closer to the time of us having to move, I had to stop buying groceries essentially. And it was difficult. I was having to take my kids out to eat like all the time, to just like Burger King and McDonald's. And I mean, nobody wants to do that for an extended period of time and then travel for a few days and have to eat that way, you know, as you're traveling again. And so I did have a friend who we ended up getting pizza together, and that was a huge blessing. And that's one of the ways that I think, now looking back, if I was going to help a friend who I knew was moving, at least in this capacity, because I think if you're doing a short move, like you're not moving far, because we've done those kind of moves before where I was just moving from one town to the other, you still could take your stuff with you from your fridge. But if you know they're making a longer move, then this is one of the ways that I think is probably like one of the hugest blessings, especially probably for somebody with kids, is bring them a meal. Bring them a meal or give them a gift card, because I had like nothing in my fridge. It was sad. And you know, kids always want to eat, and I had nothing to give them, and so they were just always like unsettled that there was no food. For myself, at the top of my list of ways that was helpful for me. So I did get a lot of notes, I did get a lot of texts, I did get a lot of Marco Polos, phone calls from friends just asking me how they could actually help. And I want to say that that is a huge another thing you can do. I am the kind of person who's just like, I'm fine, or yeah, I'll let you know if I need help, and then I just never text them, because you just like end up getting like don't be like me. Actually tell people you need help if they offer to help, because I really had tons of people offer to help. You just need to boss me around a little bit when it comes to situations like that and be like, Danielle, I'm gonna come help you, and I'll say okay. So if you have a friend that's like that, who's just stubborn like me, who thinks they got it, and we don't got it, and so just tell them like, hey, I'm gonna come help you, I'm gonna come bring you things, I'm gonna come help, you know, pack up your stuff, I'm gonna be here to support you. Just don't ask them if they need it, because they do need it. But I did have tons of people who just sent me kind messages, and who I know, like I know they actually meant it. Like it wasn't just something that my friends were saying like, hey, let me know if you need help. It was things that they actually meant. Which, by the way, I didn't have this on my list either, but I just remembered. But I had people come over, my pastor and some men from my church, on different occasions, multiple times, came over because my husband was gone, and they helped me paint my house. They helped me fix things in my house. They helped me like power wash. They did like a lot of crazy things for me, and so shout out to them. Also, I don't know if I ever, you know, said thank you on social media or anything, but they did. They helped me incredibly. I was feeling so overwhelmed with the painting situation, and once they started helping me, they saw why. It was nuts, and they helped me, and they totally pulled me out of that very low that I was in. So I'm thankful to them, and that's another great way you can help. If you know somebody who's moving, ask them if they need anything painted, if they need anything done that you can come help them do, or just show up and say, hey, I'm here to help you do some of this gritty stuff that you don't want to do, because there's always things that you have to do when you're moving, and it's stressful and it's expensive. One of my friends who lived close by to me, we hadn't even seen each other in a while. We lived close by to each other, but we just, you know how life can be sometimes. We just hadn't seen each other, especially with COVID. And she just texted me up one day, and I think I was like totally, this was like right near the end of us having to leave, and I was really just swamped with things I had to do towards the end there. And she texted me randomly one day and was like, hey, do you need me to come help you clean? And you guys, it was like a huge answer to prayer. At that time, I was thinking of all the things I had to clean, like how was I going to clean all these things, and how was I going to pack everything I need to pack, and just inwardly stressing out about it. She even had kiddos of her own to watch and to be responsible for, but she still came over with her kiddos, and she helped me the last 2 days of us leaving. She helped us load up, which is another thing I didn't mention, but help your friends move if they don't have movers, which we didn't because we're crazy. So we had so many people, so many friends of ours came over and helped us move. So thankful, so helpful. But she was one of those people. She's just a mom with her kiddos. She came over, she helped me clean, like she helped me scrub out my cabinets, she helped me scrub out my fridge, like she helped me do some stuff. And then she helped us load up. She helped us actually load our moving truck, and she didn't have to do that, you know? And so I'm just blown away by our friends there. Just know I love you, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for every text message. I'm so thankful for every person who came over to me when they saw me and were just like, hey, how can I help you? How can I be a blessing to you? I still have Marcos right now that I just got from a friend who's like, hey, how can I help you? Do you need me to go to your house and do anything while you're not there? Make sure, check on it, make sure it looks good. Like, oh my goodness, you know, I just am so thankful. And I just wanted to do a video like this, number one, just to tell all of you people who love me and who love my family, who truly showed my kids that you cared for them, people who are writing my husband messages, people who came to see my husband just to say goodbye to him. Like, we had some friends who got home from work, we were leaving, like we were literally, like our truck was packed, we were cleaning up the last, like brooming out the house as you walk out, like literally like mopping and walking out of the house and cleaning. They came as we were leaving just to see my husband because they knew he was in Florida one last time, just to say goodbye to us quickly and then leave again. Like, they rushed home from work, rushed to our house to say goodbye, and then rushed and then went home. They didn't rush home, but they went home. I mean, that kind of stuff just meant a lot to me, to my husband, to our family, and I don't know that we showed it adequately. We love you guys, and it's not bye, it's see you later. We will see you all again. And if you're watching this and you know somebody who's going through a transition like this, which could be, I feel like there's a lot of reasons somebody might be going through something like this, especially if it's like a divorce or some kind of tragic accident. There's so many ways I'm sure that you could be a blessing to them and show them kindness. And this is a DIY kindness channel after all, so I definitely wanted to take the time and to share these ideas with you guys. And let me know if there's anything that you think I've missed or something that you've done for somebody else. Let me know that in the comments below and give me some more good tips, because I would seriously love to know them. And then also, if you have any questions for my next week's video about why we're here, or any of the things, any questions you might have for me, for my husband, for our family, leave them in the comments below also, and I will answer those in the next video. Bye, you guys.